Hey, space pirates out there. Today I'm going to talk you through my latest game on TTS. This was a casual game against a German opponent, and we got some talking in between, and therefore the game took a little bit longer. So I will just talk you through the game and through my conclusions to avoid people being on the internet that they might not want to be. So this game was about 20 times 20 mission setup for the IGL Casual League. It was not the actual tournament, but preparation for that. The mission is Calibrate Antennas. We decided to just keep the 3 antennas as they were because we didn't want to place them somewhere else. The second objective is espionage. So you have to do a whip roll in the enemy deployment zone. So we see the deployment here. I won the initiative with my diversion, and I decided to deploy second on the blue side, or no, on the red side, and my opponent decided to go first. I did hold back this fishman over here, Helot, and my opponent decided to hold back his blue wolf. So he deployed first, so that's what I was seeing when we deployed. This is a YuJing, is it called? Longya, obviously, S3 camo token, and this is a Longya as well. So what do we see here already? We see a Celestial Guard monitor. We have a 1 Guangxi, we have another Guangxi, and 2 on this side, which makes 5 units. We have 2 Longyas, which is 7. We have the Cockram, which is 8. We have this camo token, which can't be mine because it's out of 8 inches of that one. So it's the 9th unit, 1 unit held back. So 9 units in group 1. We have 1 camo token over there. We have another camo token over here. I think both of them provide a repeater, and the Cockram provides a repeater as well. So we have 2 units in group 2. Warcore is 3. Lieutenant is 4, and the 5th is the Celestial Guard Hacker. And we know the opponent did hold back 1 unit, which was an open information. So 9 units in group 1 and 5 units in group 2. So these 2 will have to be mines. So there's nothing special about that. That's what I was seeing, and I was counter-deploying on that. My list contains diversion as a hacker and lieutenant. It's a little bit of a hacking heavy list. I have a Zulu Cobra killer hacker over here to counter some hacking of my opponent with this a little bit. And I placed him here in a very defensive spot where it is tough to get to him, and he's still covering this area, so maybe fear the opponent of this might being a hacker, because if you don't know PanO too good, do you know if this might be a hacker or not? Who knows? So we have diversion in the second group, we have the killer hacker in the second group, we have a Hilot in the second group, a lot for defense. I mean, I will upload the list to the chat anyways, to the YouTube video. We have a Caro with a firebug and the trauma dog as well. We have one Fugazi over here. He provides a nice hacking area in this area. We have another Fugazi over here, which provides a nice hacking area over here. So basically, these bridges are shut down by anything HI or tag, and this area is shut down. So only this bridge is possible to pass. I have the Tutor Knight over here. He can just zoom forward, maybe over there, to grab the objective. This is the specialist operative one. And he also covers this angle over here. Shouldn't be possible to be seen from over there, but he still can look at that long angle and protect my deployment zone. I have the regular over here, having a camo, a mine in the center. So whatever gets over to my deployment zone has to face a mine as well. The Bounty Hunter, I don't think there's another real spot to hide a base like this. This building is a little bit tough spot. After the stairs where he would have to squeeze through, and this would be difficult. I think this side works better. He can zoom out this way if he needs to. Since it's not ITS, it will be definitely impetuous and no opportunity to claim cover. His booty roll got a mimetism -6, which is growth, and yeah, really happy with him. The Auxilia is up there to protect something coming from here or there, and especially having the Aux spot over there, putting a template on that area. The Kahu is prone there and still has a nice fire lane over there for everything that is standing. And that wasn't basically intended, but happened to turn out a fire lane over there. Whenever either he gets attacked from over there, or if he gets attacked from over there, he can either fail guts to this side or to that. So he should be pretty safe there. The center is covered by another regular who is placing a mine on the center bridge to protect anything coming over this bridge. And therefore, my deployment zone is covered by a template over there, a template there, and a template there. So should be fine against any light infantry. Liang Kai is protecting this angle, putting a template on this area and maybe over there. Still has the chain rifle, light shotgun, flash pulse, which works fine here, has forward deployment, so this building is basically perfect. If he can see anything over there, he can still flash pulse it or dodge or whatever. So nice defensive spot. The Warcore doesn't see too much, maybe a little bit over there, but beside that nothing between the bridges, but provides a long range arrow over there to, and especially for the bridge. So it's a lot of diagonal arrows in my deployment zone, so I'm feeling pretty safe for the first turn. I also wanted to try the Knight of the Holy Sepulchre, which provides holo echo for deployment. So all three are deployed within a zone of control of at least one of the other holo echoes, and I can choose which one of them is the real one. This one, it's not. It's really tough to be seen. You can't get there from here. You can get maybe from over here, but you will face the fishman as well. You can see him over here, but you can also see him over here. So this might be a dangerous one for the opponent. He has cover from all the sides, so he should be to threaten some attack vectors. He's not the real one. So the decision was made between these two. This one over here has a long fire line down that area, and maybe even over there, and looking on that angle. So he should provide some threat to the opponent because he can fire at them, but this one isn't the real one either. I decided to pick this one to have a fire line over there, which should be in good range, covered by the Hilot as well, and also have a fire line over there. And whoever engages me, I can either fall back guts over there and probably be safe, or fall guts over there, or go prone and not be seen as well. So should be tough to remove him from the board. And he's in the center and should be able to move out and do some stuff. I did hold back the Hilot because I'm defending pretty well with a lot of templates, and I wanted to put the Hilot in between the main threat and me, which in this case was the blue wolf. He would have to face the Hilot first before he can really threaten me, and he's still on 2 dice and cover. Everything he can attack is in good range over here, so this should be difficult for my opponent. I could have placed him slightly more out, because now he isn't able to see over there, unfortunately. If he would peek out a little bit more, anybody getting above these grass would have been above this wall, and therefore would be able to be seen by my Hilot, which would have been perfect to get another small attack vector. So this was my deployment. My opponent placed the blue wolf on this side, and we'll see how that turns out in the game. I don't think there are too many issues with the deployment. One thing I would claim is that the mines are pretty obvious, because they have to be the mines, and I wouldn't have placed this mine up here because there's no need to. I could easily count that this is a mine. I would have placed it down there to protect the objective, and I would have to face the mine. This way I only have to face the mine if I move up the stairs, and therefore it's easy to avoid. So I would recommend to put it down there. This would probably have been better. Okay, we are now seeing the status of the game at the end of the first round. My opponent had his first turn. He moved out all of his Guangxis. One over there, one jumping up, and the last one moving out. And I think these two were dodging a lot during my active turn. That's what he did in his first turn. He moved Cockram out as well to go to the objective, grab the objective, place a mine. He got a wound during that because my Karu, who was over there, had his fire line over there and was just shooting at the Cockram, hitting him once, and he took a wound. After that, he realized that the Karu is a real problem and a real threat, and therefore was thinking about how to deal with him. He decided to do that with the Beast Hunter. He was starting here in camo. He was moving out this way. And somewhere over here, he was actually facing a lot of arrows. He was facing the arrow of the Walker, who decided to discover. He was facing a arrow from the Knight of the Holy Sepulchre, who decided to, this one over here, who decided to discover as well. This one's actually prone. And over here, he was facing the Liang Kai, who was discovering and putting templates down. I think the units discovered in the first try. And then he was just trying to move over there to trade with the Karhu. He got a template with the Oxbot and the Liang Kai. Karhu decided to dodge. I think maybe somebody else was shooting at him. But the Karhu successfully dodged on a critical 11, I think. Yes. And he just died to the templates. We'll have a look at that later. I think this was a reasonable plan because Karhu was a big threat for him, and if he would have been able to take him out, this would have been growth. But he didn't. And after that, he moved with this blue wolf. He wasn't able to achieve a lot. Where here he was facing the Karhu as well, because there's a small area above the container. Because the blue wolf is large, he would be able to. The Karhu would be able to see him. It's in bad range for the blue wolf, probably 0 range band for the Feuerbach. So he was afraid to face him and therefore decided to move that route, going there, going into suppression fire. Then it was my turn, and I think I moved up the Teuton, moving down there, revealing the Longyear and dodging successfully. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to get out of line of sight with the Longyear, but Teuton is fine over there. I think the Liang Kai moved out as well. The Bounty Hunter didn't move out so far. That was too impetuous. And then I think I first had to deal with the Longyear up there. Okay, so I did that with the Knight of the Holy Sepulchre, moving over there with one of the Holo Echoes, and then peeking out. He revealed, and I think I had to shoot him twice, which is in good range for me. First time I got a hit back, but my armor save worked, and then I just killed the Longyear in my active second try. I shouldn't have taken the Knight probably for the second try. The Karhu over there would probably have been better for that. But I did, and it did work out. After that, since he was prone over there, the blue wolf wasn't able to see me from that angle. I had to make the road free for the Karhu to take care of the blue wolf. The Karhu now moved back over here and then over there. I think the first shot shooting the Warcore up there, then moving through the aquatic terrain because he is terrain total, and over there or somewhere over here he gained line of sight to the blue wolf, touching the bridge with his head, so he got cover. And over here he is in a good spot because he is above 16, so it's a good range for me. -3 for cover and -3 for mimetism. So I'm shooting 3 dice on 10. And my opponent with suppression fire, -3 for range is no, -3 for range, -3 for cover, -3 for mimetism is -9. So he's shooting on 5s versus my 3 dice on 10s. I think I just killed him with 1 try. With the Kahu being double action and AP. I think maybe 2 hits got through. And he didn't make his armor saves with the AP and just got unconscious. After that, the Kahu was able to move back and shoot the Guangxi on the way back. And now he's just sitting there on a overwatch position. After that, I decided to go after the Gulang. Oh, in the first turn he moved to the Gulang, with the Gulang to the objective. He had really bad luck with him. He was whiffing the whip roll on the objective, I think 3 times. He's not a specialist, so he gets -3 for that, so he needs an 11, but nevertheless whiffing 3 times or 4 times is just bad. He did then recamo, and I had to deal with him next. In the first run, I decided to do a discover with the Liang Kai, which forced the Guliang to reveal, and we started a shootout, which nothing happened, but I already got him revealed, and I then thought it would be better to move the bounty hunter up. So I moved the bounty hunter over there, maybe discovering, can't really memorize that, and then moved the bounty hunter forward to touching cover, and that was a mistake. I'm totally not used to playing impetuous auras or impetuous units. I mean, there's no reason to duck him into cover. He's not getting cover anyways. And over there, I'm just out of 8 inches with the Gulang. Actually, he was probably somewhere more back. During the game, this was above 8 inches. And he was able to template me with his large teardrop, and I was shooting back and not hitting him, obviously, because it's 0 and -6, so I'm shooting on 6s, and I wasn't able to kill him, so the bounty hunter got unconscious. I had to move the doctor up and heal the bounty hunter, because generally I wanted to put him into suppression fire, which I also failed. In the end, I put the Knight of the Holy Sepulchre in suppression fire, which was not that useful. Having the bounty hunter over there in suppression fire would have had a lot more useful. But in the end, I think Liang Kai just templated him or hit him or shoot him and just got him unconscious. So I think both my first turn was very reasonable. The one of my opponent was very well as well. The blue wolf might not have been placed there because that's too far to the front, and with the suppression fire it's not that defensive. There are no other mod stacking, and only relying on the armor is probably not enough for them, and there's no way to really fail guts. So that would have probably have been a better opportunity. But beside that, I think the Beast Hunter's move was good. There were not many other opportunities to get into my deployment zone and do some damage, because this side is just locked down. This side was locked down as well. There was a rationale to move the Gulang over there and attack Liang Kai, with his explosive close combat weapon, natural born warrior, and 2 dice in close combat. But that would also have been just a coin flip, as we see. A little bit better than a coin flip. So the main goal was to get out the Kahu Feuerbach. And I think trying this trade was reasonable. So that was the first turn of both of us. So this was what happened during the second turn of my opponent. He realized he doesn't really have anything he can really achieve. He found out that he has the Celestial Guard monitor with a smart smoke grenade launcher, and put smoke down over there, and then moved the pilot out of the Blue Wolf. The wall is blocking line of sight to the Kahu with the MSV-1 and grabbing the objective. He now has 2 objectives and is in a good spot. He now, I think somewhere over there, we realized he decided to try the Gulang, moving him forward and trying to get out the Teuton Knight to get his objective done for doing the whip roll in my deployment, but there were just too many units staring at him. There was the Hilot, there was the Teuton, I think it was even the Kahu who was looking through here, discovering him first, and then probably shooting him as well, and he just died. I think the Teuton just dodged to get out of line of sight of the Longyear, because as before I want to get him to this objective. And I think that was when he realized he's down to a lot of points and it might be a good idea to just get into retreat. And he tried to move the Cockram up here and tried to do the same with the Cockram, but obviously there were too many arrows as well, and he just died as well. And then there were only a few orders left. He moved his lieutenant up the board and just stayed there. And from there, I just realized there was only a few points left. I mean, there's the lieutenant, there is the hacker and the Celestial Guard monitor, and I think 1, 2 Guangxis. This is not a lot of orders, a lot of points. Oh, and this Longyear is left. And if I want to grab the objectives, I will have to face them. So I decided to go all in and just accept his retreat. So the first move was the Liang Kai was moving out and forcing the with his impetus forcing the Kamotung to reveal. I think he revealed and tried to shoot me. Nothing happened. Bounty Hunter did a similar thing and wasn't successful either. The Teuton wasn't able to be seen by the Longyear anymore, so moved up over there and probably dodged. And then I think the Bounty Hunter and Liang Kai, probably the Bounty Hunter moved over there and just shot the Camo token in, or the lieutenant in close range. After that, basically nearly everything was removed. I think we forgot about the Longyear when Differson moved up the board, getting rid of the Blue Wolf or the pilot and getting rid of the Guangxi, going over there and claiming this objective in the last turn. After that, the Teuton moved up and around this corner and claimed this objective, probably dying to the mine and the Guangxi. There was not much left for him to do anyways. And then the Liang Kai just moved into the deployment zone and fulfilled the second objective. Yeah, and this way, this was a major win for me. I think it was 8-0 for me. I think the fire line from the Kahu worked out pretty well, having a lot of long range arrows. I think my opponent was lacking of long range firepower or long range weapons. So I was able to utilize my long range shots. In the second turn, the Kahu was able to just stand there and cover with his mimetism, and the Feuerbach having 0 range band above 32 inches. And he wasn't in fear of anything, really. So I had the board control from at that point. Okay, let's have a look at this game and what could have been better. I think the first turn of my opponent was the turn that was crucial. I think the plan to grab the objective was solid and good. This did put me on some pressure to move out and do some stuff. Beside that, I'm personally not a real huge fan of the Guangxi moving out with the impetus during the first turn. Even though they can dodge around during the reactive turn, they are easy to shut off. And as a YuJing player, you run out of orders if they get killed. So having them in the backfield, protecting the backfield and providing orders maybe until later turns sounds more reasonable to me, but I'm not a YuJing player either, so not sure about that. If you have any comments about that, feel free to comment it. I personally wouldn't move them out in the first turn, probably more in the second or third. Then the Kahu turned out to be a problem. I think the move with the Beast Hunter was a solid one, even though he was facing a lot of arrows. It was a reasonable try to trade. You only risk an irregular order here, and you have a good chance of killing him and removing him, and he was in his overwatch position, was in a strong arrow during the game. So this was solid, but didn't work out. We were thinking about moving this route during the game and facing the Liang Kai first, because the Beast Hunter has its +1 damage, +1 burst on the explosive close combat weapon, and Natural Born Warrior. So we thought this might have been an interesting thing. But as numbers turns out, it's not that obvious as I would have expected as well. With the 21 on 2 dice versus the 23 on 1 die, it's still quite a coin flip. I mean, Liang Kai is more easily going to crit due to 23 of the close combat. And obviously with adding 3 or 2 more to the dice roll than the Beast Hunter, the additional dice is not bringing too much into the game. It brings something, and he's ahead, but it's not that reliable. And then still, he would just be stuck there and wouldn't be able to move up a lot more. So I don't believe this would have been a better move. So probably the smartest move was to go just that route that he decided to do. Beside that, I think moving the blue wolf into the center into suppression fire was not the best thing, as it turned out, because it was easy to deal with him. Probably playing more conservative, just grabbing the objectives and then retreating would have been a better move, because I think my deployment was very tight and there obviously were not many ways to get in. Feel free to give a comment on that as well if you think there would have been a way to crack this deployment. Another idea I had afterwards was the Long Ya attacking the Kahu Feuerbach, which turns out, if we look at the numbers, to be not a really good idea either. He's just not good enough, and the Kahu has the MSV1 and also mimetism, so this wouldn't have been a good idea. So I think there's not really anything else during the first turn beside just grabbing the objectives, playing conservative, and decide what to do else in the next turns. I'm happy to see your comments about that. What do you think could have been different? Start a discussion or a response in the comments. Thanks.